Recording in progress.
Hey, that's pretty good. You got the robot voice down. You got the, like, Oni plays robot voice down.
Recording in progress.
It's the only impression I can do.
So scary. It's
and it
so
hurts
scary
my
to
throat
me.
to do it.
Recording and I can't do it. I need to practice the robot voice. The only impression I can do is John Lithgow. Shut up, cunt. I was on the 4th season of Dexter. Some would say it's the best season of Dexter.
I'm a big fan of one-word impressions. I really like my one-word Reagan, where you just go, Will.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's very good.
Will. Yeah. Will. Yeah. Yeah, that shit's always good. Welcome to House of Decline, a podcast I haven't done in a while because I've been on a sabbatical of my own choosing. I've been lazy with it, haven't been doing audio. I don't care, but I'm back now because I have more information now. I have accumulated more world knowledge, and those voices you hear are Dono and Audrey of Radio Free Tote Bag.
Yeah, it is.
Recurring guests haven't been on the show before at the same time, so I'm very happy to have them.
Whoa.
Oh,
Untrue. Untrue.
you're right.
Did we
You're
go
right.
on
Back
together
in the
once?
Steven days. I'm counting in
Back
the
in the
solo
Steven
days.
era.
In the Steven
Yeah.
days. In the Steven era. Both
R.I.P.
of them.
Steven.
He died. Yeah, he died
To
doing what he
everyone.
loved, being a Serbic.
We had a Viking funeral for him.
He's so good. He's one of the
Sent
best
him
guys.
off to sea.
Yeah. We instead of a coffin though, it was a guitar case, and he immediately sank. We couldn't set it on fire. It couldn't support his weight because it was a guitar case. That's what happens. But today, I wanted to talk about something interesting. Both of us. Well, not, I don't think we're making any serious money off of this, or, we're not supporting ourselves, but we do have fledgling media brands.
It's true.
Yeah, independent fledgling media brands, which is sort of a weird thing, because you gain clout as a result of it, which sounds weird, because,
we
I
do.
don't actually have clout. But in
Right.
some weird ways, I do, and that's a strange. It's a strange feeling to assess. You
Oh, yeah.
recently had a live show, and how was that experience?
Yeah. Last weekend. That shit rocked.
Yeah.
We had Juniper from Western Kabuki came on. I hung out with her once before, but she's awesome to hang with. And Whack from that show flew out to see us. We had some other Twitter and internet friends come in. Another friend who shall not be named, because I don't know why he wouldn't want to disclose this. Another friend of ours got a kidney stone and he couldn't come.
Oh, no.
Yep.
So
It was going to be a
prayers
more
up for him.
star-studded evening, but the fucking kidney function on this man, just not doing it.
Deleted it. But it was cool. I thought we were going to get 25 people. We had close to 50. The audience was fantastic. The venue was very cool. I haven't performed live. I've certainly never put on a show. I haven't performed live outside of open mics and a couple small shows in LA 6 or 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool to be on stage. Extra cool to have a very receptive audience in that way.
Yes.
Have fans in the audience. And then fucking insane to have and meet fans.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
To your
fucked
point,
up.
we're on the smaller. I'm not getting recognized on the street, but straight up insane to meet people who are stoked that they get to meet you.
They
And
look
I'm
upon
just
you.
some guy.
They look upon you as if they have seen the face of God for a second. They're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's you from
How
the
is so
Discord.
cool.
And you're like, yeah, okay.
What are you doing? I haven't paid taxes in years because I don't make a large enough income. Why don't look at me this way?
I don't deserve this. No.
But that's the funny thing. I mean, because I don't know, it seems weird to say it, but I sought that kind of attention out. I mean, that's what happens when you're an entertainer. You're a song and dance person. You razzle dazzle. Your job is to project more outward confidence than, say, the average person has in terms of
That's true.
public speaking or whatever. And I don't have this confidence, but I learned the tools to fake it over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you do it enough, other people sort of they like that, you know. It's attractive, you know. What can I say? It's attractive.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I had it naturally as a younger person. Maybe not entirely naturally. I was on a lot of like medication and stuff that made me just anxiety was impossible to feel, and it was kind of an unearned, possibly annoying confidence. Then I had a whole tumble from that ego death situation in college where I was like extremely self-conscious for years. And then in the past year, after the beginning of last year being very difficult with a breakup and a bunch of other like bad work shit and all of this stuff, I've started leaning into performing. I started doing in-person acting classes because I was like, I'm sick of feeling I like speaking publicly. I'm sick of feeling anxious about this. I'm going to find a way to work around this. And it fucking worked quickly. Mm-hmm. And like, it has carried over to my social anxiety where I'm in this place now where I'm like, why not just fucking pretend in that way? Why not just like keep pulling myself out of my head whenever I'm like, you look stupid, or oh, people are going to think you're dumb, whatever the fuck, just being like, shut the fuck up. People like me. I'm going to get the fuck out there. Yeah. And it's been crazy. It is like a dramatic difference in my quality of life. And I don't know. It extra fucking rocked like that coinciding with doing this live show for the first time. I'm feeling like just genuinely confident at this point, and it's fucking sick.
It's a weird feeling. I spent a number of years as a DJ, and so like most of my stage confidence comes from like people want to hear what I want to put out in the world. Like people have respect for like my tastes or my sort of like way of doing things, and people are interested in hearing that. But I hadn't done it in 10 years, so I definitely had a Philly fucking freak out the couple days before. Like I was like, like full on like weeping at work. Like, what if I bomb?
Oh no!
They're all gonna point to. Did you see that video of the fella at the twerk contest who came as pants?
Yes.
And everyone is pointing and laughing at it in like this nightmarish video.
Hold up!
And the announcer is like, the man released semen in his pants. He released semen. And, you know, it's this nightmare. They
do like the
scenario.
record scratch.
Yeah.
Hold up!
And like the faces are all distorted, like some sort of like Lynchian. It's like Inland Empire or something like that. I was afraid if I perform in front of people, that's gonna happen.
You're gonna cum your pants?
Yeah, I'm gonna cum my pants, and everyone's gonna point and like, oh no!
I think you could pull. I think if you booked a venue somewhere, I think you could pull. I think people would be there.
100%.
Yeah, but I'm getting up to that case. I don't want to see people. You know, I mean, I do these spaces too, and it's sort of weird as well because like I get these like young people in, these college age people, like 20-year-old people, and they they look to me for advice, and I give it. Because I shouldn't be giving advice, but I like the attention and I like the idea. I'm a queer big brother to these, you know, they're looking for some direction in life, and I'm here to give. But there is that sense too, because it's. I mean, you have an advice show. You know that you know your advice is to be taken with a grain of salt as well, because it's informed by your experience as well.
We always just say we're dipshits with microphones, like just like. Take it or leave it.
We've got experience. We're not experts.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that's what I try and tell like the young people that talk to me on the Twitter Spaces. I'm like, don't, you know, I'll say what my experience is, but you know, find your own way in life, you know, because you should. I'm a cartoonist on the internet, you know, talking to like college age. I am objectively a loser, so it's like, you shouldn't be listening to. No, it's good. I don't think I'm a loser as well. But that's the problem. I need to do constant, like, medicinal self-deprecation, or else I become Galadriel in Lord of the Rings. You know, and I will be a glorious queen. You know. Even with the small amount of like clout that I have on the internet, that shit gets to you like right away.
Yeah, fast.
And it. Yeah, especially my personality, my very narcissistic personality. It's bad medicine for me.
Same, sister suffragette. I remember in the DJ days back in like the way back, I'm like 21, 22, and I had like played a few clubs, and it just so happened that somebody had seen me play at a club the night before and saw me on the quad and goes, "Hey, look, it's Rocket Nerd." And I'm like, they just yelled my fucking DJ name? I stood there and I just fucking posed for a second, and like the whole rest of the day, I'm a dick. I'm like a total dick the entire rest of the day.
Oh, I don't have this. I've got like the reverse, because I grew up with all this like Catholic guilt and shit. And even in that time of like not getting the anxiety, I never had a great sense of like giving myself credit for anything or like backing myself. So if I got compliments, I was always like, oh no, thank you. I don't know how to respond to this.
Oh,
I don't
no,
think
thank you.
it's
No,
true.
none for me, actually.
Please get away from me. And so now I'm having to like been training myself to just like appreciate that and take it sincerely. And so I'm always just kind of like, oh shit, this person made my day. And I just get like a goofy smile on my face and I'm bopping around in a really good mood.
Yeah.
And I'm probably nicer to people.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
so
like,
good.
people were cool to me. I want to make other people feel like
That's
that.
such a good instinct. And
Yeah.
it's where I am now. 22-year-old me was a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking of, like, you said your Catholic upbringing informed that. My dad was Catholic, but my mom was Jewish. And in typical Jewish mother fashion, you know, first you start out, you're the chosen people. Already bad for your ego. You know, if you have an ego on you. Like, I am chosen? Oh, okay. And then your mother tells you, look, you need to feel guilty constantly, but you are also the most special, perfect, talented boy in the world. And everyone should adore you. And you know, that was very much I don't know if this is typical of other Jewish children, but it was my experience as well. So
My mother converted to Messianic Judaism later in life, so I wonder if that's...
there you go.
Because
She
I had a
the
similar
instinct.
sort of arc. She knew what to do.
She knew, yeah. She
In
knew.
child rearing.
You are the most special. You are the most talented.
I used to get smart. You're so smart.
Ah, yeah.
And
That's
then
the one.
like, I'm like, oh fuck. Now I have to be smart. And then I downplay the shit. Because I recognize that I got a little bit of an intellect on me. I'm a little bit of an egg-headed kind.
She's got a huge head.
It's enormous.
listener.
Look
You
at my
gotta see this
fucking
thing.
forehead. I got a 5 head.
Yeah.
But I downplay it. I have to act
You
stupid.
do not have a 5 head.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
You're gonna
All right,
normalize
You're not Vivek Ramaswamy over here. That guy looks like the fucking leader from Hulk. But yeah, it's so just being filled with that sort of thing. And the reaction is weird because I did seek this out. It was, and I know why I sought it out, was because it's just Pitchfork going under and like Xbox laying off 2,000 jobs. Like the games industry is going through this gigantic upheaval. So all of these like arts industries, these things where these people are like they're doing the things they love and that they want to do, and that you know you work in the games industry and you endure the crunch and you endure the terrible hours because it's the thing you're good at doing and that you love doing, right?
Right.
But like if you just can't rely on employers, and if it's just always this fucking battle uphill where VC might buy your company out at any second, or there might be like massive layoffs, or like the CEOs won't take cuts, or they like paying back investors or something, then you know why not just strike it out on your own and become a thing unto yourself? Why try and and the problem is you're still relying on some corporate teat in some way, because I rely on Patreon, right?
Yeah,
and if that ever
too.
fucks up and goes under, you know, I'm done. You know, and it's fucked up before and like fucked up with my subscribers. So there is still like a relationship of ownership, but at least it feels more free than, you know, when I was employed.
100%.
Yeah.
It's frustrating with those industries too. The way you can leverage like people's passion for something against them. Like people are going to be willing to some degree to put up with harsher and worse conditions to do the thing that they love, because everything else sucks in a similar way, but without having at least that fulfillment of doing the thing that you love and are good at. Like I know so many people who do acting or comedy or fucking musicians who just have the worst horror stories in the world because the fucking employer or the owner of whatever thing they're working for can leverage that against them. And that's such a specifically soul-crushing and bleak thing to like weaponize someone's passion for the thing that makes them happy and contributes like the beauty they feel inside themselves out into the world to bunch up shareholder profits a little bit.
Well,
fuck that.
An
I
owner
hate
type,
that so much.
He sees an excited person, they're like, ooh, this person will do labor for cheap because they
This is
feel
a fucking
passionate.
room.
Exactly.
It sucks.
A painter must paint, a singer must sing, a CEO must exploit ruthlessly.
Yeah.
100%. It sucks. This has all been said before, but it selects and gives power to the worst personality type imaginable. And I think that just kind of explains everything. It sucks so bad.
I mean, it happens in fucking airlines. Like, there are people who like beg to fly. They're like, I have to fly because that's my thing that I need to do. Okay, well, you're gonna work 80-hour weeks and you're gonna get no pay and your union is gonna get busted and
insane, inconsistent hours. You're on some fucking regional airline. You are home, not at all. Yeah, a lot of horror stories with
pure
that
fucking
shit too.
evil.
You know, one of the industries that gets it the worst is animation, which is so. I think one of the reasons why Review with Forrest McNeil is my favorite television show. One of my I've said before it's my favorite TV show of all time, but it's like one of the few, or it's one of the few shows with I think like Nathan Fielder also engages with this as well. Even like back to Rain Man in a more negative sense, but the exploitation of the autistic for profit. Which is like, that's what Review is. It's about
that's what Review is.
Autistic coded guy. You know, there's even an episode where he's paired up with a more, non-functional autistic person who sort of repeats and follows him as well. But you have this person who has this sort of weird drive and passion that comes from somewhere that doesn't come from a sense of monetary gain, but rather sort of a sense of like obsession over a very specific thing.
Sure.
And you'll have the James Urbaniak character in the show, Grant. You know, he exploits that at every end because he knows Forrest can't help himself but return to the source of his hyperfixation. And this is like, you know, if you're a Forrest McNeil type, which I very much am, your shit is gonna get exploited by people because you just feel lucky to be doing it to begin with. You know, getting paid for it, that's amazing. You know,
under this structure, we get to exploit ourselves.
Yeah,
we get to take ourselves and like my own narcissistic desire to talk into a microphone and have people hear it, and then harness that and get it in front of people. And the thing I always fear about is like, are we making a good enough product to make people interested in the thing that we're doing? And I don't know, like, do you feel that there's a compromise between trying to pull people in and trying to stay true to what your actual vision is, or is it just fully just like, I'm gonna put it out, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't like it, don't subscribe on the Patreon?
Hit the bricks.
Oh yeah, well I think it's like once you reach a certain size or a certain audience level, especially you guys whose show is so dependent on fan interaction as well, inevitably you start to catch yourself pandering, and like you gotta hit the brakes on that shit. Like if you catch yourself doing that, and like. But that shit is hard because it's like you run out of ideas quick and suddenly you start turning to the fan response. But I mean, that's good too. That's like a collaboration thing. But I'm also pretty solipsistic as well. So if like I see too much of that entering my shit, I'm like, no, it is corrupting me. No, the fans are corrupting me. I must do my own thing. But no, that's obviously. See, this is the problem. Megalomania. This is instant megalomania, and I think. That's why I also like doing the spaces too, because I think a lot of the way to cure this is to turn the parasocial into just the social. Realize that people who are appreciating you are like they praise you, but you have to like immediately say thank you and then ask them a question about them. And about their life, you're on the same level. You're not, I am not, you sort of have to establish that, I feel, or else they're gonna
I hate that feeling of like any kind of like hierarchy thing where I hate any sense of being placed above somebody. It makes me feel really gross.
I love it. I live for it.
I don't get me wrong, like I love being appreciated and like people liking the show I do or other stuff that I work on. That feels good. But I don't like a feeling of you're better than me because you do this thing that I like. That makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, yes, that's true. Like, I feel like if any of our fans, if any of our listeners ever felt like they were less than me, that would make me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it feels weird and gross. It was cool also meeting people in person because everybody I met who was at the show wasn't somebody I already knew. Everybody was super friendly and cool, and I chatted with a bunch of them for, a good amount of time there and liked everybody I talked to. And that was a cool feeling of like, oh, people are listening to this and are like traveling to come to our show. And they're also like cool people that I like enjoyed talking to. Yeah. That's a good feeling. And it wasn't just like they're going to talk about me a whole bunch, but they're just good people to talk with. Because I was a little nervous about that part of like, what am I going to go to a bunch of people and rattle out, like, hear the same things and, like, say the same thing about myself? I don't want to do that.
I was definitely doing bits. Cool. I can't remember any of them because the whole night is a fucking blur. But like at the after party, I was definitely hitting people with the same fucking bit that I had.
Oh sure, yeah, you gotta reuse the bit over and over. Especially you're a little wasted, and it's working,
It's a living. Yeah. It's a living.
Hey, how do you make a hormone? Wait, no, not that one. That was...
Well, you synthesize estrogen in your bathtub and then you provide it to people who live in Ohio because apparently that's not going to be a thing that's legal for there for much more longer. Yeah.
Yep. God. There was so much bad news. So much
dog.
Awful news really awful. Constantly.
Had a little spiral last night. That shit sucks.
Yeah. Fucking Ohio. I mean,
yeah, dog.
You
that's where my doctor is too.
Oh
so
my God.
I'm fucked.
Forget how right wing that shit is.
It's crazy. Yeah. I had a meeting with my doctor the last time I saw her, and she goes, "Okay, so there's been some upcoming changes to the law. Now we think we're in a pretty good position to make sure that nothing really changes for our patients. So we're pretty sure you're going to be fine. I will say that the manufacturer's recommendation for a bottle of estrogen is that it's supposed to last 28 days. Now, you and I know that it lasts much longer than that, but we're going to go ahead and refill it every 28 days. I would never encourage you to stockpile medication, Audrey, but you're going to fill it every 28 days.
That rocks.
And I'm like, that's fucking scary.
Yeah.
that's so fucked up.
Yeah, when you're getting the coded messages from the doctor, shit is fucked up when they are looking in their eyes with a different read the intent behind my word. That is not. Yeah. You don't want that.
That's not good.
Yeah, that shit is fucked up. I mean, part of the inevitable fascist trend we see the country going towards. I mean, that's the thing about, like, I guess it was the same part and parcel with, like, the gay movement in the 90s, where part of it was denying medicine as well, just in terms of HIV medication as well. And it's the same thing. It repeats over and over again. There's some sort of medication that this group needs, and you need to, class them down in order to have some sort of dominant will over them, or say these other this is the out group that we can use to marshal our political victories against you. And
it just sucks because I like having a dominant will applied to me. I just don't like it when it's the government doing it.
Yeah, when it's consensual. when you have a safe word, but it's not.
The safe word is Constitution.
Yeah, but you don't want to. Yeah, I wish. Biden is not daddy, He is most decidedly not.
The least daddy old guy of all time.
Hunter,
he's there.
Hunter
is daddy for sure.
Hunter is daddy. Yeah.
Have you seen the picture of Joe wearing the fucking hard hat backwards that just came out?
No.
Yes.
Oh, it's good. It's real good.
Yeah. He's really been sundowning as of late.
He's like, yep, I'm a blue-collar guy that's believable for everybody. Yeah. My hard hat's on backwards.
Yeah, we had old Fizzy Bear, hard hats going on construction time. We had, when we were kids, we had steel girders and iron girders. And, they were made in Allentown, but... I
wasn't a Gerber baby. I was a girder baby.
I was a... there you go. Precise. I think that's too clever for him. I think he would a couple more halting pauses and then a bizarre reference to something from the 70s.
Are these deep fakes that I'm seeing where you just kind of
No,
you know what I mean?
The distillery or whatever.
That's just
I think
real.
That's real.
That's just a real thing.
Real.
Yeah.
I remember when he called him President Trunt.
Yeah.
I remember that. That I liked very much.
Yeah, it's Trunt. It made sense verbally. You got it from the context. Yeah.
President
Trunt.
It sucks. I know it's not one of the shows we're friends with. I can't remember who was saying this, but it sucks with this upcoming election that like there's. I think it was probably Anders on Pod Damn that there's nothing to be even remotely interested. Like it's all just bleak. There's not even like anybody to rally behind. There's nothing to be done. There's no even slightly decent primary challenger. The only interesting thing that could happen is Trump or Biden fucking dies.
Yeah.
That's it.
No,
nothing
well,
else could do anything.
If you got to root for the Dems, I'm not pro-electoralism, but like, if you have to vote for the Dems, I'm going for like, I like Kamala now because she's very drugged up constantly.
Yes.
I like her
That's
now
true.
because she's doing exactly what I would do in like a thankless, awful job, which is do
The wheels
as
on
much.
the bus go round and round.
You think you fell out of a coconut tree? She's wild.
She's having
She's
a good
getting
time.
weird with it.
She's genuinely having a very good time. You can
She's
tell.
walking around, the White House going, I'm going to roast this bone. I'm going to get real weird with it. I'm getting weird with it.
She's getting like an Alzheimer's contact high from Biden.
Yeah.
To be in this vicinity is what it feels
Yeah.
like. She's on. They synthesized what does that to Biden and they gave it to her to like just get the branding aligned,
Just
basically.
get it aligned.
But yeah, I can't expect any of the fucking young people to, you just did a genocide. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
dog,
How do you
what
vote
the
for it?
fuck?
Yeah,
are we doing?
your money, any tax money that you have paid, it's going straight to blowing people up.
Yeah.
That did nothing to you. Yeah.
Into
it's fine.
nothing good.
Yeah.
Not a
There
single
has
thing
been
good.
no fucking good initiatives under this old piece of shit.
Exactly. The
It's
entirety
miserable.
The entirety of government is completely incapable of performing any positive actions and wholly willing to provide punitive action at any turn.
Yeah.
And it sucks ass.
So let's go support. Yeah, go support that. Go have any interest in continuing that system of things.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
fucking miserable.
I mean, it's also, I'm not going to get into the whole electoralism thing. And I don't begrudge people that make the electoralism argument because I think it's a powerful fear of like, well, the other thing could be even worse. But at this point, you just have to say, how?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, the only thing that keeps me on the Democrat plantation, as they like to say, the only thing that keeps me there.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. You can't be
Is-
talking like that, white baby. To quote the
only
Leno
thing-
Killer post.
The only thing that keeps me around is the fact that Donald Trump specifically said that he wants to eliminate gender affirming care, period.
Yeah.
Like, for anybody.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing. The most deranged possible position is the only thing that is keeping me from not giving a shit entirely,
Yeah.
Yep. I'm in the same boat. And it's just what's the next thing we can hold over your head? Mm-hmm. It was Roe v. Wade. They've done jack shit. It literally fucking nothing.
fucking nothing.
Nothing about that. It's bleak and miserable, and I'm at this place where I'm like, I don't know what to do other than attempt to build community and make art, and that is like a selfish thing because I'm in a position to do that right now. And I was chewing on that a lot last night. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks, and I don't know what to do about it.
Well, I think that's the other, you mentioned that. That's sort of like the dark side of becoming your own brand unto yourself, because it's this, I think like not everyone is media brained, or like I think there are people that take pride in having normal ass jobs, and and I'm sure there are industries or jobs that people have which aren't as like predatory as the games industry. There are people out there that aren't trying to be performers or razzle dazzlers or YouTube because they just don't have that sickness within them.
They're fucking squares, man.
Yeah, but so many fucking people do. So everyone wants to be media person now, right?
Well, yeah, it's the only outlet that's available that doesn't seem hyper exploitative. Like it's exploitative. Like someone will use you to like advertise something or sell your product that you make or whatever. Somebody's gonna do that. but you feel like you own your output, and it's the only way to do that.
Oh, yeah. And it's just low opportunity cost. All you need is a mic and a computer, which you'd probably have anyway. And, just with that, you can build something. But that's the weird thing is, like, sometimes I feel like I am the evil that is contributing to our complacency because I am providing to our endless ball of entertainment that will distract people instead of actually, doing anything radical. Or, like, I organize and I encourage people to do politics, but inherently, art is a leisure format. So it's always sort of weird, and that's the other reason why I like being a fledgling brand, turning myself into the brand, turning myself into the product. I am become the capitalist product. I am Barbie. I am Barbie. I am selling myself. Why I no nominate for Oscar? I am feminist. I am feminism. Yeah, that shit is so. But I mean, that's also the thing. It's like I see on the horizon, which is very frightening for me. I heard Abigail Thorne. Philosophy Tube.
Yeah.
Philosophy Tube Abigail Thorne, she had a video about Has-Been Hotel. And I'm talking like this for no particular reason. Abigail Thorne had a video about Has-Been Hotel, and she said, I haven't watched.
You gotta stop doing Abigail's accent. That's not very
This is exactly what she sounds like. I am from England. This is England right here.
England.
She was saying. Okay, I'll stop. She was saying, Has-Been Hotel is interesting because it represents this sort of burgeoning new format where, the creator economy is prized over everything else. Where like these Patreon or these sort of DIY patron-backed series become the relative norm for what gets picked up and produced by something. And along with this is a low labor cost, or sort of like a low opportunity cost. Like it loses money with the production. It doesn't make money with the actual broadcast of the animated show or whatever it is. It makes some ad revenue, right? But the real money is merch. It makes all of its money back on merch. It's about creating these incredibly toyetic characters. Not only toyetic characters, but characters who are, like in Has-Been Hotel, explicitly designed of, you're going to make horny art of these people. We expect you to make horny art of these people.
I know that name. I read the Wikipedia article about it like a month ago because I remember it from when I was younger. I never watched this stuff.
I'm more familiar with Hell of a Boss, the sister thing.
Yeah.
I find the art style a little off-putting.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
I don't think it's for me. What's the deal with this though?
I'm a trans woman. It's made for me.
Well,
what is it?
It's this very deviant art style. Like that's the thing that comes to mind. It's like and it's a big coup too, because it feels like this DeviantArt thing in the same way that Smiling Friends felt like Newgrounds becoming mainstream, or like Newgrounds getting some sort of cultural purchase. This feels very much like the DeviantArt style getting that same cultural purchase. And what's interesting to me about the show, or like I can't speak to the quality show. I watched it, and it's like I watched the trailer, and it's like, yeah, this also isn't made for me. I just don't like the way they sing that really nasal, like Idina Menzel, Christian Chenoweth. Like,
it's brutal.
They was like, what happened to like your diaphragm? What happened to Ethel Merman? What happened to Len Cariou? What happened to these old music? Keith David's in it, and he sings. I bet he'll sing better. Or maybe, does he sing? I don't know if Keith David sings.
I have no idea.
I know he's in the show, but either way. But yeah, I found this sort of what Abigail said. I don't know if she was saying it negatively or positively. I think she said it positively because she herself is in the creator space, as am I. And I'm sure part of what will inevitably become my thing as I stick to this is the selling of merch and that. But that always, like, the fact that we are entering this incredibly toyetic age where you're not only you're branding yourself, but you're literally turning yourself into the plushie. You turn yourself into the doll. You take your personality and you turn yourself into the Barbie for people to play with.
Right.
You know, that is sort of, and not only do you turn yourself into the Barbie, other people now aspire to be the Barbie because of your relatively limited success. You know,
Yeah.
that's sort of a fucked up corollary to this as well. Like, you shouldn't want to do this. I don't know.
I've genuinely thought about seeing what it would take to get RFTB plushies made because specifically because I saw PSX Lilith on Twitter. I saw her making plushies of herself, and I'm like, well, fuck, people are going to want the little plush Audrey and the little plush Donovan. They want that.
Yeah.
What if they use it as like a voodoo doll? What if they stick pins in me? I don't want that.
That's not real.
I don't want that.
It's okay.
How do you know that?
I
You ever had a doll
You
yourself?
ever had voodoo? No one has
that's
clearly
true.
done voodoo on. You've never run
I guess
afoul of a
it's true.
hooligan.
It's true.
I don't want to get stuck with pins.
Yeah,
I hate pins.
that's why you got to make Funko Pops. Can't stab them. Can't stab
Can't stab a Funko Pop.
There's no
It's
such
made of
thing as
The
plastic.
world's first
Yeah.
Kevlar plushie.
Tactical plushie.
A raving madman attempted to stab me, but in my jacket pocket I had my Kevlar plushie. I had my Kevlar Dono.
Well, we got to stage that. That could be like a viral news item.
That would be
Yeah.
a moment.
Like we give a plushie to somebody, and then I put like a. Well, I guess I have a mustache, so I can't put on a fake mustache and glasses.
No, you can. But that'll be funny because then you take off
Okay,
the
I put a
mustache,
fake
revealing your
mustache
underneath.
over the mustache, and I shoot them, and it hits the plushie, and they're like, "My God, I was saved by this Donna." Everyone should carry these around. Kids should put these in their backpacks before going to school. We'll get a government grant
Bleep.
so that they put a Dono Kevlar plushie in their backpack, so that when the shooting happens, they're safe.
Oh, fuck.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Let's get that government contract.
Absolutely. Get the Kevlar plushies going. It works. And you need to get like a real Chicago guy to stage it so that like the other Chicago guys will be, ooh, a Kevlar plushie. I never thought of that before. This will be great when I'm too afraid to go out for sausage.
We're
Oh, fuck.
What a wonderful city.
I'm
the
here
second
for
city. The second city has it. Yeah, but yeah, merch.
It's a good place. I like it here.
I have trouble selling
digging it.
merch because I have a hard time asking people to buy something I would never buy myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
thinking
sell
about
plushies because I don't buy plushies. So it's like, I know
Right.
you want
Yeah.
it, but I can't sell it to you because I think it's useless. And
I
I don't
think
want you buying it.
I think the little guy with his cock out, the little guy,
pretty
just
good.
your little guy, I think that's a good
Penis
plushie.
guy.
Yeah, I would much rather, if I had to do it, like, I don't have the funds for it yet. I don't want to play, I would make it a vinyl figurine, like a vinyl little
Okay.
art figurine. I would like to do that,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I need money. Need more money to do that.
Yeah, it's hard. Unless
Yeah.
you sell the likeness to a toy company and then you get the money, they give it to you up front as an advance.
Some real bad shit can happen with that.
Yeah, then terrible things happen.
Did you ever
Well,
hear?
yeah, but then you have money.
Sometimes they try and
Sometimes you
steal
do.
your
Sometimes
entire
you don't.
brand. Like, did you hear about that Alex Norris fella?
Oh God, yeah.
He did
What's
those
this?
comics with the little blob characters that go, "Oh no!"
"Oh, no."
Yeah, you know those
Oh,
comics. It's like
no.
he does very general situation, and he had a deal with this gaming company, this tabletop gaming company called Golden Bell Games, and they fucking stole all of his IP. And he has been in a protracted legal battle for years with this unscrupulous tabletop RPG. And
The
that's
worst part is that there's a perfect Oh No comic from that.
yes, yeah, this
He's not allowed
exactly
to
what
make
the
it.
comic warned about.
Wait, I think they also on Alex Norris.
They,
Oh.
Alex
Just
Norris is
remembered
there,
this.
yeah. That fucking sucks. I mean, another way that if you are a creator or you are a creative type and want to do something, you will get exploited by unscrupulous people, which just fucking incentivizes you to do it on your own, too.
Yes.
100%.
Do it first before they can do it to you.
Yeah. I mean, but in that, there's also like a sort of atomization. It's hard to build community because you see yourself as competing with other people or being locked, like potentially being existentially exploited by them. Like if you make a connection with some big podcast or a YouTube person, well, You narrow your eyes a little. Are you using me for clout? Am I using you for clout? Or is this for, that sort of relationship where you fear yourself becoming cynical and opportunistic like that sort of presents itself as well.
It's a problematic clout gap.
Yeah.
It's entering the discourse these days.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I dropped my fiddling rock. I have a collection of rocks and like screws and like nuts and stuff that I fiddle with on my desk when I'm on calls.
Yeah, you're fiddling rock. I thought it was like a rock that you fiddled with, that you could bow, a fiddle and play. Yeah. He's playing fiddle with the rock. That is the greatest fiddle player I have ever seen.
Yeah.
The rock devil went down to Rock, Georgia,
Yeah.
etc.
Now let us sodomize him because we are deranged hillbillies.
No.
Sodomize.
No, don't sodomize me.
Sodomizing Ned Beatty. Sodomizing Ned Beatty over here.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a fun movie. That's a good
Don't
movie.
sodomize me, bro.
No, we're not sodomizing you. We're sodomizing Ned Beatty. That's they're going
Don't
on.
sodomize him, bro.
We're sodomizing that. That's all we do in the South. We get moonshine, barbecue, sodomize Ned Beatty. NASCAR, grits, sodomize Ned Beatty. All of it, that's what we do in the South.
I had shrimp and grits in Savannah, Georgia, and it may be the greatest meal I've ever eaten in my life.
So good. It's so good.
I've never had grits. I spent a third of my life in the South and never had grits.
Get shrimp and grits next time you're down there.
Grits are excellent. It's like
get them nice and briny.
It's American congee.
Interesting.
There you go. And I like congee. I like gruel. I'm a big gruel fan, I guess. All these prisoners complaining about gruel. Yeah. They always underhype this gruel. You put a little butter in it, it really sings, What was Oliver Twist fucking complaining about? That little idiot? He was getting grits every day.
Don't you just love a porridge? Come on.
Yeah. You want more grits, Oliver Twist? You are going to work for that predatory Jewish fella. That's a weird story.
I don't know there's a Jewish element in there. That's
Fagin. Yeah, Fagin is Jewish in Oliver Twist. Or he's
shit.
at least coded as Jewish. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Yeah.
God damn.
Good musical.
Fuck, I can go for some mush right about now. All this gruel talk's got
y'all
me.
ever heard of cornmeal mush?
Yeah, mush? We're
You ever
getting our
heard of
good
mush?
Yeah.
Now you buy it in a roll, and then you cut the end off the roll, and you get like a little medallion of corn mush, and then you fry that shit up in bacon grease, and that's a good old breakfast treat. And I want to have it real bad, but they stopped selling it at the grocery store around here. Because it used to be when I was growing up, you could get corn mush, and now because of woke, you can't get no fucking corn mush.
They obliterated the mush. Everything's, they're turning gender into mush, but they got rid of the actual mush, Can't. Everyone's all fiddle-faddle now, but you know what I like? The flavorless conglomerate that I used to enjoy, the sort of half semi-Newtonian solid that I used to put in my mouth every day. Can't get it at the Piggly Wiggly no more. So now, I bought a Vitamix, and I just am, doing manual mush.
DIY mush.
Yeah, DIY.
My pronouns are fiddle faddle.
There is a Piggly Wiggly near me in Nashville, and I just found out it closed.
Damn.
That's a huge bummer.
Dang.
It was. It looked like it was straight out of the 70s. There's a fella who worked there named Threk Michaels. One of the greatest names I've ever heard.
Michaels?
God damn.
THREK.
Threk.
Real old like psychedelic rock looking guy, like long gray hair.
Okay.
Had like played session musician stuff on like some pretty famous albums. I'd always chat with him when I went there. We're doing a Threk Michaels tangent. I just remembered this fella because you mentioned Piggly Wiggly.
It sounds like Michael Cernovich saying Shrek. It's Threk Michael. Threk Michael.
I've never heard anyone called that. He was like the sweetest fucking dude, though. He was great. Somebody at the one of the colleges down there like made a little documentary about him. This guy fucking rocked. I would go in there. He's like helping old ladies to their wheelchairs, like regular customers and stuff. This guy rocked.
Yeah.
Anyways, we look up his music once because we're like, we gotta support this guy. This guy rocks. And the top 5 songs on Spotify, the word lonely is in 4 out of 5 of them.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, I need to marry Threk, man. I can't have this guy be sad. It makes me sad. And now the fucking Wiggly is gone. They got rid of my Threk, man. Fuck. I hope you're okay, Threk. I liked you.
You need to make Threk a star. In fact, Star Threk. That's what you got to do.
There we go.
The next generation.
Star Trek. The next generation.
Star Trek Voyager.
Star Trek Voyager.
Star. Damn. Sorry to wax poetic.
No, but I
Michaels.
mean, that's the other thing is like, it's so weird that someone like that. I guess Threk was never a guy who had cultural purchase, though. He never had. Do you think he ever had clout in his life, Threk? You think he ever had fans?
I don't feel like a Jason stuff. From what I understood about what he did, if you're like a session musician type, you're not going to get like known on the street. But if you mention some of the stuff you do, people are like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You played on like albums that people would recognize.
And you're kind of a musician's musician, really, if you're a session person. Because like if you mention, like if a bigger like a star, like a singer or somebody mentions, oh yeah, Threk played on my album or what. Like I can just imagine a conversation between two people that have the clout mentioning someone
and being like, that guy
musician.
rocks.
Yeah,
he's got a one of a kind name. Whoa. Sorry, I also got like a magnet wand for magnetic nail polish on my desk, and it's like drawing the smaller magnet. I was spinning it in my hand, and then like 3 inches away, the smaller magnet is twisting. I wish I could say this. This isn't interesting at all. Listen.
No, it is interesting. I'm wanting to get magnets. How do they work?
It's really cool.
Well, if you drop them in water, that's it for magnets.
Oh, you can kill magnets? That's so cool.
That's what DJT said, baby.
Yeah.
That's what Donnie said.
Last week.
Okay, so like last week, they were talking about magnetic elevators. They were going to make elevators with magnets. Well, they went over millions of dollars on the project to make the magnetic elevators. You know what I tell you about magnets? You put them in water, no more magnets.
You can neutralize magnets with water. It's clear.
It kills the magnet.
Kills it.
Holy shit.
That's I imagine,
Brain
like
genius.
holding a magnet over a mobster holding a magnet over water, and that's what you got to do. Or putting a magnet in lead shoes.
They are fucking cool. Oh, I have to stop. This is really distracting me.
Stop.
I've never figured this out before. I've been fucking with this magnet because it'll stick to this little like stack of screws that I got.
Okay.
And I didn't realize I could like affect.
You didn't think you were autistic for the longest. Like you didn't know you were autistic, and you had screws on your desk.
You didn't think you were autistic because you're traditionally attractive.
If we're going to go on another tangent, I'm like 90% sure that might be accurate. Actually, it's only been recently. A few months ago, I went on a date with somebody who's like a psych professor who also like was diagnosed with autism later in life. She's a woman. She's diagnosed with like OCD and ADHD younger. That's my exact diagnosis. Yeah. And she's telling me this about how, like those all might be the same disorder. Like no matter what, there's a ton of comorbidity between all of those things. And it's really like a lot of women do not get diagnosed in the way that younger men do, at least like historically the past couple decades. And that definitely got me thinking, because I've like looked up some symptoms and stuff of it, and I was definitely toe walking for 30 years, and I like planes and paleontology a lot. But friends I've talked to have been like, well, you're really like personable and stuff, and like I've moved so much that I had to make friends all the time. That's almost a hyperfixation to me, is that I'd stay in touch with like 100 fucking people. But I definitely had that realization the other day of like, is it just that I can talk to people and I'm attractive that makes people be like, oh, let's overlook that thing? That's crazy. That's so fucking it's so stupid.
If you're neurodivergent, you're supposed to be an uggo. I don't get it.
It's not fair.
It's crazy. Also, like just figuring out gender identity and stuff, and like I don't know, navigating being a person. This is like it's not a first world problem. It's like an attractive whatever the corollary of being conventionally attractive is to like first world problems. I like always when I was dating younger, and even still sometimes, always have people be like, oh, like I saw you or met you and I thought you were going to be completely different. Like I thought you were going to be a douchebag or like arrogant or something. And I was always like, what the fuck are these people talking about?
Yeah.
I've got like anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
Why are people making these assumptions about me? Turns out I'm just a hunk.
That's all that's been happening.
fucked
You've been in the hunk bubble. You know, you've been
in
in
the
the
hunk bubble.
Been in the hunk bubble, but now you're finally coming to the fact that you're just like the rest of us. You're playing with
Now I got
magnets
my
like the rest of us. Yeah. You're playing with doing your trains
really
and your
cool.
magnets and your trains. Yes, I shouldn't talk like that. That's very
I got my
offensive.
fossil on my desk. I got my
There you
trilobite
go.
ring.
I like dinosaurs.
I love
In
how
a
you're like,
big way,
I
though.
shouldn't talk like that and immediately go back to the well. You're like,
I
He's
mean,
just
I
doing
got-
Homestar.
I haven't been tested, but I have a feeling. Everyone is.
I
though.
got
everyone
a feeling
everyone is TikTok
that I might be
self-diagnosed.
autistic.
I might be
Well, that's the other thing.
neurodivergent.
That's the other thing is like, yeah, there is kind of that uptick in like self-diagnosis TikTok kind of stuff that gets stereotyped, and like, yeah, okay, there's some truth to that of people like finding a category and being like, I've got to like, I need the name, I need the diagnosis or whatever, and that's just trying to make sense of such a wide spectrum of symptoms and of the infinite complexity of the human brain and all of this stuff. Like, I don't necessarily fault anybody for that stuff, but there is a degree to which people can like attach themselves to a label to like define their personality to some extent that's no good. That's something else I've been thinking about, because I'm having like these thoughts of like, what if I've been autistic the whole time? And then it's like, what am I doing? I'm not even on TikTok. Am I doing the thing? But also, like, most people don't have fucking access to mental health care and shit.
Yeah.
That's a whole... I threw, like, multiple lines out there. That's a whole fucking cobweb's nest,
Yeah.
man. Oh, I've been walking on the fucking balls of my feet for 30 years. That's all I know.
Yeah.
we should incorporate this into our brand. We should be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're the neurodivergent, transgender, heartfelt comedy relationship advice podcast.
I think we just are that already.
I think we already are. Yeah, you're right.
I think you go to our Discord, I think everybody's got fucking mental health shit going on.
Somebody's got something. Every one of them.
I'm always just whenever someone lists a bunch of stuff, my brain automatically goes to the John Mulaney New in Town joke. I am neurodivergent. I am trans.
I'm
I host a
neurodivergent. I'm
relationship
trans.
podcast.
I'm new in town.
It's always.
I love the way he says I'm new in town. Talk about a delivery.
I'm minor coded.
Yeah, what?
Explain.
No.
Explain yourself.
What? No. There are people that believe that, and that they are weird. You don't want to do that.
I'm minor coded.
You said it again.
Don't say that.
People
That was
look at me and they say that's a 12-year-old.
No.
People always say that to me.
No,
That's a 12-year-old
stop
with a
doing that. What are you
mustache.
doing? I don't like this line of That's like this is like what that Noah Berlatsky got in trouble for. Oh, I shouldn't have brought
I'm
that up.
literally neurodivergent and a minor or whatever the fuck that.
No, that I have no idea. Wait, what
Coded
is
is such a funny fucking thing.
that? Wait, did someone actually say I'm minor coded on the internet?
People have called stuff minor code, like characters in shows, like minor coded,
minor
and it's
coded.
problematic to like.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Like-
in an anime where it's like, don't worry, she looks like a little girl, but she's a 3,000-year-old dragon
Yeah.
princess.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
No,
Well,
yeah.
that
And there's
thing
something
is
to
creepy.
that.
That is creepy,
the-
but I'm like, I don't know. What if it's just a short person? Or what if it's Kristen Chenoweth? Is Kristen Chenoweth minor coded?
I think this is where I was getting into. Like, this is like my half-baked memory of some discourse from quite some time ago. And I don't know. I feel like this has come up on Twitter and Bluesky at least sometimes. But it just the term minor coded got stuck in my head, and I think it's really funny to refer
pretty
to
fucking funny.
myself.
Yeah, well, because it's very horrifying. It's like instantly it makes me feel ill. I don't know what it is.
I'm just a little baby.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
I mean, if the baby play, I don't like. That's a whole other conversation. The fucking baby play.
That's the only time we've ever gotten in trouble is when we've gotten in trouble 2 times. We talked about DDLG and I talked about ContraPoints. Those are the only times that I ever that we ever got in trouble in the show.
We were heavy-handed on DDLG to be.
Wait,
That's
what
true.
is DDLG? What is
That is
I don't
Daddy
know.
Dom Little Girl.
It's like a BDSM dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah. It can get a little out there for my taste, but also some of that I get it a little bit maybe.
I anticipate the people that do it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do it that don't dovetail into actual pedophilia or whatever.
100%.
But it always feels like, I don't know. There was something in my head. It's like any whiff of that, you gotta, you can't indulge. It's just,
Right.
You know.
Our thought was there must be a better way at the
you know.
time. It was our whole
But
thrust.
people wrote in, and I was like, you know what? I am straight up kink shaming people here, and I don't
Yeah,
wanna be
you
doing
can't
that.
do that. Not you're an accepting neurodivergent trans romantic advice show. You can't be hating on like the
and we're
DADLG
minor
people.
coded. We
And
can't
we're
be
minor
doing
You're
shit.
so
minor
minor
coded.
coded?
Yeah, you're just little babies. You're just
We're
little.
just little babies. You get when you're yelling at me, this is who you're yelling at.
Yes.
I just think it's really funny to refer to myself as minor coded.
No,
with
don't.
my
I
voice
don't like
and
it.
mustache.
Stop doing
with
it.
my voice and mustache and neck that is too big for regular shirts. I have to get custom dress shirts because I have a sausage isn't even a good description.
You got a
I
Brock
have too
Lesnar
much
going
neck.
on. Yeah, you got a whole.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'd like to think there's a benefit to it. Like, it'd be harder to knock my head off if it was like a Rock'em Sock'em Robot situation, but I don't even know if that's how that works.
Maybe.
This is an aside, but have you seen Brock Lesnar's wrestler daughter?
I'm looking up Brock Lesnar's
Maybe.
Brock.
Brock Lesnar's wrestler daughter. Brock Lesnar's wrestler daughter.
Yo!
Brock Lesnar's
She's
wrestler
just,
daughter.
she's just a girl that looks exactly like Brock Lesnar, down to like the
She
thickness
will
as
tear your
well.
arms off.
Yeah, she will destroy. She is a gigantic lady.
I
Yeah.
love her.
And
She
I
could
only
hurt you
said-
very badly.
There you go.
Hey, this is the Me Living in Nashville in 2015 episode. Around the same season of my life as Threk Michaels, I lived in the same apartment building as Brooke Hogan,
Okay.
who Threk Michaels would chat with and would tell me about when he chatted with her at the Piggly Wiggly. And she put out like a pop album, and I don't think it was very good. And
Threk
she was also like
Michaels.
7 feet tall.
Chatting with Brooke Hogan at the Piggly Wiggly. It's just all these names coming at me at once. All these great names
So
to say in a
fucking
southern
good.
accent.
That was a great time down there. You
yeah.
got cheer wine going. I'm just thinking of Nashville, and I don't even remember how Threk came up. Oh, you mentioned Piggly Wiggly, and it sent me on this
there you
entire
go.
tangent.
This Threk tangent. Well, you meet everyone like that in Nashville. Janitor here at the Green Bar. His name is Grunch Lewis, and Grunch Lewis, he played lap steel on over 70 hit George Jones track.
Please put Grunch Lewis in one of your comics. That's a
Put Grunch
fantastic
Lewis.
name.
Here's a guy over here. He's called Fingal Hordenstein. Fingal Hordenstein, he was the only Mexican Jew in Nashville. And let me tell you, he would
Classic
play
Latino name, Fingal.
one of them Scottish Latinos. One of them Latino Scottish Jews that you see so often.
Ooh, they don't make them like this no more, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and old Fingal Hordenstein, he's playing double bass. They called him Fingers Fingal because he had them fingers, and also he got him cut off, because he mob hit. Was a mob. He owed money to the mob because
it was a big fucking problem.
Yeah, he owed money to the Nashville mob, and it's real funny because they're Italians, but they speak with a southern accent. So it's like, "Hey, I'm walking over here." They say.
Mamma mia.
They say, "Forget about it.
Now-
Forget about it.
I tell you, I hate to break all this up, but I gotta go listen to some Vaporwave.
Hell yeah! Woo, woo,
Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see King Quartz and Frank Javc at Cafe Bourbon
fuck,
Street.
Frank
told me
Javc,
that. I'm
yeah.
jealous.
Hell yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna be cool.
jealous.
Hell yeah,
cool.
that sounds good. Well, Dono, Audrey, thank you so much for being on. I love talking
Bless.
about being brands unto ourselves. And what are your plugs? Give us your plugs.
Radio Free Tote Bag. It's a show about relationships. We're going to hit 6 years in March. It's a rockin' show. You, the listener, write in your questions. We answer them. We have cool guests on. We've had Alex on a fuck ton of times.
Yeah.
We had
You gotta
Alex
come
and
back.
Steven on from before his untimely demise. We had Max from Eve 6. I can't even think of all the people we've had on. We just had Grace Freud on from Girl
Yeah.
God. She was fucking hilarious.
She's great, yeah.
She's amazing.
Check it out. We've had a lot of cool people on, and we're gonna have a lot of cool people on this year. We're having Dave Hill on soon.
Yo,
That's gonna be
you're
cool.
getting some guests. You're getting some guests.
gonna be
You're getting
cool.
some
We're
getting some clout. Brands. We're brands now.
Brands.
We branded his
We're
hair.
brands.
We're having Grunch Lewis on next week. It's gonna be excellent. No,
I have,
check it out.
Yeah, please check it out. I have another plug. It is for a little smaller project, a little tinier
A
scale
minor
thing.
coded project.
Minor coded project.
No.
Where me and my partner Corla are going through every episode of the Digimon animated series. It's called Data Transfer, a trans feminine reading of the Digimon Adventures animated series. We just released another episode. We're on like a monthly schedule at this point, which low-key sucks, but I want people to listen to it. Data Transfer anywhere you find podcasts.
It's good. It's the horniest show I've ever heard.
It's so fucking horny.
Follow me on Bluesky at Dono and the other stuff. I've started making synth music in the past few months, and I am finishing a track that I've finished a song. I'm doing that for the first time, and I'm gonna figure out how to make like a music page and stuff. But do that shit.
Hell yeah.
At Dono.
Well,
At Odd on Blue Sky.
hell,
we got in
okay.
early.
We'll
We
link.
got in
We'll put
early.
all the links in there. We'll put them in there. We'll put them in the description. It'll be nuts. They'll be able to click on them, see your faces. It'll be good.
Yay.
Rock and roll.
All right. Bye, everybody.